So this lesson is going to be on parallel lines and a transversal. Parallel lines are these two lines that they are never going to cross or never going to intersect, and they're going to keep going on forever. And a transversal is a line that cuts through. So any of the time that it cuts through the two lines, that's going to be the transversal. Now, there's a couple different angles that we have to know, and we have to kind of learn the characteristics about them so that you can be able to identify them. The first one is alternate exterior angles. These are angles that are outside the parallel lines opposite of the transversal. So for example, 2 and 7 are alternate exterior angles. That means they're congruent. Congruent means that they're the same degrees. So if angle 7 is 50, that means angle 2 will also be 50 because they're congruent. So these are alternate exterior. Another pair of alternate exterior are 8 and 1. So they're also congruent. So that means that if 8 is 30, then 1 would be 30 as well. So they're outside the parallel lines across from the transversal. So those are those pairs of angles. Now, alternate interior is opposite of the transversal inside the parallel lines. So 3 and 6 are congruent. Those are alternate interior. And then 4 and 5 are congruent. Those are alternate interior. And those mean that, like, if this one is 40, then this one also is 40 degrees. So these are the types of pairs that are alternate interior. Corresponding is going to be angles that are on the same side, same position. So for example, 1 and 5, they're in the top, like if you were to split this in half, they're in the top corner. So 1 and 5 are congruent, so that means they're going to be the same or equal to. Those are a set of corresponding angles. 3 and 7, same side, same position. So they're congruent, so they're equal to. 2 and 6, same side, same position. They are going to be congruent. And then 4 and 8 are also congruent. So remember, this symbol right here means that it is congruent. It's saying angle 2 is congruent to angle 6. Another pair of angles is consecutive interior, or also called same side interior. So what's different about these angles are the ones that are actually not going to be congruent. So they're going to actually be equal to 180. So they're supplementary technically. So 3 and 5, if you add those two angles together, you're going to get 180. So let's say that angle 3 is 30. That means that angle 5 would have to be 150 because 150 plus 30 gives me 180. 4 and 6 are consecutive interior or same side interior, and they are going to add up to 180. Another pair of angles that we talked about earlier is vertical. Vertical angles are across from each other, and they're going to be congruent, so they're going to be equal to. So 1 and 4 are vertical angles. 2 and 3 are vertical angles. That means they're congruent, so they'll be equal to. 6 and 7 are vertical angles, and 5 and 8 are vertical angles. So they're going to be the same. So they're going to be congruent. The last angle is supplementary, and I gave you 4 examples, but there's actually a lot more on this picture. An example of supplementary angles is going to be 1 and 3. So that means that these two angles are not going to be congruent, so they will not be the same measurement, but they will add up to 180. So this angle plus this angle will always be 180. Same with 2 and 4. This angle plus this angle will always equal 180. 5 and 6 is another pair. So angle 5, the degree of that, plus angle 6 is going to be 180. Same with 7 and 8. Angle 7 plus angle 8 is always going to be equal to 180. There's a lot more supplementary angles in here, but this is just an example of 4 of them.